Questions are being asked about certain statements I made. How could Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma exist before creation? Well, according to our texts, our teachings, out of darkness came Rudra, Lord Shiva. The sound Om, just as they have it in the Bible, In the beginning there was a word, and that word was God. We don't say that. We just say in the beginning there was Om, the sound of the universe. And scientists has proven that it is the sound of the universe. It's the vibration in the universe, that sound that is Om. So that's the first point. Throughout the history of mankind, written history, Hindus or Sanatanists has been 1/5 of the world's population, and that have never changed. We have always been 1/5 of the world's population. So when people talk about converting Hindus and whatnot, remember when you convert one, there are thousands in Africa and other countries who are accepting Sanatan Dharma. So you may think that you're defeating us by converting a few persons who choose to leave that belief system that is called Sanatan Dharma, and that's their freedom of choice. They can do so. My problem is not with that. My problem is the condemnation that these people have for what was their ancestors' belief. You see, everything has a beginning. You as a person has a beginning. You also have an end. Your end is when the last person on this earth remembers who you were. That's after you die. But your beginning goes back for centuries. Every Indian person on this earth had a Hindu ancestor. Every Indian person. Why I say that? Because once you came out of India, the only religion that existed in India thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of years ago was Sanatan Dharma. A lot of us want to bury our heads in the sand and we want to dismiss that fact. But you can't erase history. Christians try to erase history all the time. They try to rewrite history of every country and every people and everything. But you know what they couldn't do? They couldn't do it in India. They spent so many years, hundreds of years in India trying to convert. First thing they ask, who created Hinduism? Hinduism have no creation. No man created it. It was created by God. Okay, we can't touch it then. Who is the leader? Hinduism have no leader. So they can't kill any leader. Let's destroy the temples. Hindus don't need to go to a temple to pray. We know that God is within us. So we can pray at home. We could pray in a hole. We could pray anywhere. So if you look at ancient civilization, you'll see people living in mud houses and dirt houses and with thatched roof and whatnot. India had palaces. They had structure. They had everything that we modern civilization see now. India had it before. Yes, there is poverty in India. And who brought that about? The British. They came to steal from India. The Mughals, same thing. The Mughals didn't bring anything to India, They came to steal and plunder and rape. That's what they came to do. How many of them today, coming from Arab countries and whatnot, have a Hindu grandmother or great-grandmother or great-great-great-grandmother? Because they took back many Hindu women to their country to convert and to rape. Yes, rape. A lot of them are descendants of rape, but they wouldn't admit it. Because when they check the DNA, and if you are brave enough, go and check your DNA, especially if you are Indian and a Hindu, check your DNA and you'll see it all goes back to India. I did it. I made sure I did it. My children has done it. We make sure we do that. So when I speak with authority that my DNA says I am from India. I live in Trinidad. I'm a Trinidadian. I'm very patriotic. I love my country. But I'm also a Hindu. I'm also a defender of Sanatan Dharma. Some persons may say they choose not to say anything. That's by your choice. Others may be vociferous as I am. That's okay also. But I'm not going to sit idly by and have anyone condemn my belief system, say disparaging remarks about my belief system, my religion, or whatever you want to call it. But we know it's more than a religion. We know what Sanatan Dharma is all about. So, when you want to put it in a little box, as you will put Christianity and all the other Abrahamic religions, you're doing yourself a disservice. You don't understand what is the mother of everything. You don't understand that. And yes, I made a statement that everything came from Hinduism. Go and do the research. Look at all our books. We have a book on every single thing there is on this earth, including things that are not of this earth. So, we can say it with conviction. Everything that is invented, everything, it's all from India. All from India. That's why if you look at Silicon Valley and you look at the computer system, the binary system, everybody here have a laptop and a smartphone now. Have you ever stopped to think that the binary system came from India? Ones and zeros? Some idiot talk about the Anunnaki. What Anunnaki are you talking about? Check and the research, you'll see the binary system come from India also. So everything that you do, even listening to me on the device that you're holding on your hand or have it in front of you, Indian. It has Indian origin. So if only hate Indian so much and once you're Indian, you're Hindu. Once you're Indian, you're Hindu. You have Hindu background. Whether you be Muslim Indian, Christian Indian, or whatever, you have a Hindu ancestor in your DNA. And you cannot erase that. No one could erase that. You can erase it from your mind because some of you have little brain, little mind, easily converted. That's okay. Fine. But those of us who remain and understand what I'm talking about will know exactly what I'm saying. You'll understand that. In your DNA, you have Hindu in your blood. In your DNA. So, all of you should condemn Hindus in every possible way and destroy your phones and destroy the binary system and destroy the number system and destroy zero and everything else. All the science and astrology and astrometry, everything else. Destroy it. Look to wipe it out. Science. Hinduism is a scientific religion. It is not a fly-by-night religion. It is not anything that somebody make up in their mind. If you check anything about Hinduism, it can be proven, and it will be proven to be right. How do we know about Navagraha, the 9 planets? How do we know about the distance from the earth to the sun? Nobody else could have said that. You all had to measure it. We had it in our books. So, understand these things. And I say it with passion and conviction. Why? Because I'm proud to be a Hindu. And if that offends you, too bad for you. Because you cannot go back and say anything with any power and conviction like that. You can't. I could. And I want all my Hindus and brothers out there, sisters, to get in line and understand these things so that when somebody challenges you, you'll have the right answer for them. Jai Shri Ram.